How's it going, guys and gals? My name is Beckett, and welcome to what will probably be a very controversial and, let's say, debatable video. Because I am delving in to a topic that, even though it's not a very serious subject most of the time, it can be a pretty heated topic. Today, I am going to be reacting to a video from a channel called Red Letter Media. I'm going to be reacting to their video, which is Star Trek Discovery Season 2 review. They have not done a review on Season 3, else I would have watched that instead. But it's Season 2. Now, before I get into this video, I want to say this. I love Star Trek. I love everything Trek. At the moment I'm struggling to get through the original series. That's just because I've watched all the future ones and it's a bit too old and yeah for me. But I know there are people that like it, and I have nothing against you for that. If you like the original series, then by all means watch the hell out of it. Me personally, I am watching it. I'm slowly edging my way through, but it's not. It's alright, but it's not the best series in my opinion. But anyway, I love pretty much all the series that get controversial hate. I love Star Trek Discovery. I love Star Trek Picard. I love Star Trek Lower Decks. Basically, everything after the Next Generation films I love. Everything that gets hated upon. And the reason for that is because I don't pay attention to storylines or scripts and stuff. I pay attention, I look at these are the two things that happen when I watch a TV show. Is it funny? Yes. Is there a lot of action in it? Yeah. Okay, cool. It's pretty cool, I like it. I don't care about, like, plot holes or wrong story plots or whatever. I don't care about all that stuff. If it looks cool, sounds cool, I'm all in for it. And I'm one of those, and I'm a all Trek love people. I'm one of those people. I'm one of those people that no matter what the fuck it is, I'll love it. But yeah, that's just my view on it. So let's go on and do a video of me. Of me complaining and shouting at people who were just expressing their views. That's what's gonna happen. And this is a Sergeant Beckett Reacts video, by the way.
Why did we watch Season 2 of Star Trek Discovery? What is it with you? Why are you such a madman? I wasn't going to touch the show again, and then you send me a text.
They called you back.
You called me back and said, it's getting better.
It did, for a while. Until it didn't. And I wanted to get something right out of the way, out of the bat. We did our little video making fun of a scene from Star Trek Discovery, Season 2. And the point of it was not to parody all the elements of the season, which people were like, yeah, you should do more camera work, you should have this kind of thing. No, we were just making fun of a very specific element, which I wanted to talk about in this review, which was the terrible writing.
Yeah, perfect. Now we just have to deal with the problem of the Klingon time crystals being out of phase with our universe's quantum resonance. No problem.
I like science.
To sever your mother from her space-time requires the energy equivalent of a supernova.
The dark matter particles.
We may be able to modify a transporter enhancer with dark matter.
Yes, to pierce the time stream long enough to lock on Dr. Burnham and beam her into our space-time. I like science.
What's wrong with that? Nothing. I like science. It's funny.
And everybody coming up with these outlandish, nonsensical, we're going to shoot through a black hole, we're going to throw a black hole at a planet and have a supernova occur and suck in the power of a supernova. And then it's like the writers are patting themselves on the back.
They're paying lip service to the concept of science, but they don't care or understand. I'm going to say that Star Trek Discovery is the dumbest written show on television.
It's their opinion. Whether it is their opinion or not, it doesn't matter. You don't have to voice yours, do you? The fact that this chair was back is so good. And it helps me so much.
And that in the Twilight Zone.
It'll only take about 5 minutes.
Now this is the power of math.
This is the power of math, people!
Oh. It's Tilly, she's funny, it's cool. Shut up about it.
Come on!
You are correct, Ensign.
But I wanted to bring that up because that was the point of our little thing. And we just said, oh, one thing led to another. It's like, I was going to just read my sample script here. And then I was like, well, why don't we shoot something, you know? Jay and I did something similar for Half in the Bag when we reviewed The Mummy, where there was like a kind of a cliche thing that kept happening in that movie and those kinds of movies. And we shot a little quick recreation.
Hey, you know this area is off limits.
Talk to the judge. This is my crime scene now.
So I was like, okay, I have the script. Why don't we do a recreation? Why don't we build a set? Why don't we get some Star Trek Discovery uniforms? So we weren't trying to parody the entire season or every element of Star Trek Discovery. So very specifically, the stupid dialogue, the stupidly written technobabble, followed by the writers going, science, fuck yeah. Like, it's literally makes my skin crawl.
What? I paid attention in science school.
Now this is the power of math.
Your layman is going to look at this and say, but they had technobabble on TNG.
Within each disturbance, it appears that time is moving at a different rate.
It's almost as if something has shattered the space-time continuum.
Here's the thing. It's not just Star Trek either. I think it's like science fiction in general lately. But like, it used to be the domain of nerds. People who actually loved science and science fiction. And now nerd culture has kind of been taken over by the jocks. It's like in Star Trek 2009 when Spock sees the planet blow up from an entirely different planet, and it's like whoever wrote that didn't give a fuck that it's complete nonsense that you should be able to see another planet. It's like it's right there. What?
Vulcan has no moon, Miss Uhura.
Like in Discovery Season 2. What the fuck is light speed? They're seeing these signals from the other side of the fucking galaxy instantly.
Captain, another signal has just appeared.
Transmission is too faint to determine the exact coordinates.
Yes, they ignore light speed.
And if you're a nerd, that's a basic fucking fundamental thing of physics. If you want to get around light speed, you need to pull something out of your ass. Subspace. Or warp. In Discovery, so they turned the light on the other side of the galaxy. I can see it. There it is. They just turned it on.
Right? Instantaneously. Also, what angers me, and this got started by J.J. Abrams, Kurtzman, Abrams, and co., they warp right into whatever the fuck is going on.
3, 2.
Emergency invasive.
Bring main impulse.
With no, time to react. You know what I mean? It's like, we're going to this area where there's a battle. Okay, here's a battle. Shoot! Oh my God. What? Can you stop? A couple of thousand, hundred.
It's... Yeah, that's understandable, but it's called getting the attention of the audience. I know there are people out there that want it to be accurate, accurate and stuff, but there is things like such things as getting the audience's attention, and having a situation where a ship does literally do a warp jump into a dangerous situation and a little bit out of it. Oh well, if it makes the audience go, oh god, are they gonna die? I know they're not gonna die. That's good. If it gets the tension going, then in my opinion, fine. That seems perfectly fine.
100,000 kilometers away, you kind of assess the situation and then move in. Do you have to stop on a dime in the middle of the battle or debris that's flying in your face? You know what I mean? It's just it's more exciting, but it's more stupider.
Look, Mike, we can.
It's like, well, I mean, yes, maybe a little more stupid, but it's exciting and it keeps people like interested in it.
Talk about
engage with the film.
thoughtful, interesting science fiction all day, but
Whatever,
we have to
or
talk
TV show,
about Star
whatever.
Trek Discovery, which is about a time-traveling AI that wants the magic information from a giant ball so it can destroy all life in the universe.
You know what just went through my head? The thought that genuinely just went through my head was, oh, what's wrong about that? And then I realized, oh yeah, they're gonna fucking say what's wrong about it. And I'm gonna disagree.
I think the number of people who want science fiction to be dumb explosions in space vastly outnumber the number of people who like classic Star Trek.
Why did the J.J. Abrams movies fizzle out, and why did they cancel 4? If you go balls in with big explosions, big concepts, big things, too fast, you burn it out too quickly. I've always maintained that, and that's exactly what happened with the J.J. Abrams movies. They just went, just blowing planets up.
Yeah.
Like, just the craziest, like, villain of the week. This thing is gonna, you know, what was Idris Elba's plan in the third one? Do you even remember?
Was it I think it was taking revenge on the Federation for abandoning. Take Yorktown as revenge on the Federation for abandoning them and leaving them on that planet. I suppose I understand.
Stuff like that, those kind of stories, when they're so epic in scale, you burn out too quickly. That's Star Trek Discovery in a nutshell. I don't see it going past season 3.
Bitch. You don't see it going past season 3? It's been renewed for season 4, and I've also heard that it's going on for many more seasons. But I've heard. I don't actually, because I'm in this mood. Give me a second. Okay, so. I've just had a look online, and I read a Facebook post recently, and I heard that, Star Trek Discovery had been renewed for season 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now, I wasn't too sure about it. Until then, I hadn't even considered seasons of 6 or 7 seasons of the show. I mean, it'd be cool, but I hadn't considered it. I hadn't heard of 5 that much. Obviously, I'd heard of 4 because 4's like the most talked about thing. But apparently, season 5 has been rumored. Season 4 has been confirmed. So, yeah. So they don't see how it can be renewed past season 3? Well, however it has.
I'm surprised it's going past season 2.
You don't have that longevity invested in your audience. It's going to go away. They're going to turn to something else quickly.
Do you expect classic Star Trek to ever come back?
No.
Or once the dumb people go away, do you think the bean counter's just going to say, eh?
I don't know. See, for a second, I was like kind of interested in the Picard series because
I was not, and I never was, because Alex Kurtzman is in charge.
Sure.
The man who wrote The Amazing Spider-Man 2 is in charge.
So they say the new Picard show is not going to be about action and exploding planets. It's going
I don't believe them.
Oh, that's an interesting take on it.
It has action in it. But to be honest, personally, I think it's a lot more mellowed, in my personal opinion. I think Picard's a lot more mellowed than most of the other shows.
If it's not about,
especially Discovery.
About blowing up planets, then it's going to be about some kind of soap opera melodrama.
You are my family. We found ourselves among the stars.
I was like, oh, okay. If they take Picard and they kind of do this like small, well-written drama about kind of his end of his life and career, and maybe finding purpose and all these kind of themes that you would do with a 97-year-old man, it might be good. I'd be okay with no explosions. You're right. It's either going to go, oh God, the first 2 episodes, nobody likes them. Pull him out into space. He's got to command a battle fleet. The Borg are coming back. Q's back. Just bring it all back. Bring it all back. That's happened with Discovery, remember? I said they're going to pull out Spock. Spock. Bring out Spock! I'm Sarek. This is my son. Spock!
How does Spock get along with his adopted sister?
They're going to pull out all the cards for Picard.
Send him off to the Borg. He wants revenge on the Borg, and he's going to have to fight 50 Borg cubes.
Oh.
Nope. In fact, he's fighting against Romulans and trying to help the liberated Borg on the 1 Borg cube in the entire series. Season, even. There haven't been more than 1 season yet.
Oh, what was our idea where he had spaceship hands?
But season 2 has been announced, so, or at least I think it has. Let's continue.
Was he gonna have? I don't remember this.
Oh, yeah,
Spaceship hands.
Yeah, spaceship hands.
Spaceship hands.
Where he's out in space in a spacesuit, and there's like Borg ship-sized like spaceships that are in the shape of fists. They have like thousands of little windows on them and stuff. And there's a tiny little hole in the back for him to put his hands. And he goes like this, and he has big spaceship hands.
I think no.
And he goes like this. Warp speed! And he punches Borg cubes at warp speed with spaceship hands.
I think he's going to be floating out there in space in a spacesuit. And then the Borg ships are going to show up. And then he's just going to say, reconfigure. And then, like, the Star Trek Enterprise is going to, like, form around him into the shape of a giant robot. And then he's going to just start punching Borg cubes.
Okay, that's all right. That's a little boring for audiences. Can we make it more exciting? Can he throw a sun at them?
This is hurting me mentally. The fact that they despise this series so much, the fact that they're despising everything about this new Trek so much, that they're now discussing really stupid things. Let's just fight through this.
Yes.
But yeah, in the trailer, you have not seen the trailer?
No, I haven't.
Have you heard anything about it?
I heard it exists, but I don't have any faith that the show is going to be good, so I haven't even bothered to check the trailer
Guess
out.
where they primarily shoot and show images from in the trailer?
Where?
The Picard Vineyard.
Yeah, okay.
So, I mean, everyone on the internet was like, oh, you guys predicted the future. It's like, no, that's
There's some obvious things you can do, and we picked up on some of that.
That's the obvious place you started. We're not taking credit for that. Nobody stole our idea. We're not psychics, whatever. It's not the last time we saw Picard. It's the last time we saw Picard. I don't consider any of the films canon. Star Trek Nemesis was not the last time we saw Picard. It was all good things.
You think Nemesis was bad? Wait until the Borg cube.
I like all the Next Generation Star Trek films. I'm starting to regret making this video. Really starting to regret it.
Carrying the formula that will allow you to take over the universe crashes on a sun, so Picard has to lead an away team down on the sun to find the wreckage of the ship.
But the 5 minutes before they land on the sun, they have to build solar-proof suits.
Yes.
To withstand temperatures of 10,000 degrees.
Nobody will even mention gravity.
Right.
The sun, once they're on the surface of the sun, in their sunproof suits, it'll just be ignored. The fact that the gravity.
Oh my god. You know, I hear these people talking about all this stuff, and sometimes I do get it, and other times And I just think, yeah, I mean, whereas, I mean, yeah, that does make sense, like, this wouldn't happen, but there's also something else you gotta consider, if you're not considering it, and that's budget, like, maybe something, scientific effects they want to put in, but they can't. Just, point.
Gravity would crush them. Yeah.
Getting too close to it would just crush them or kill them from
Yeah.
radiation or any. But they have magic suits, and there probably is no surface of a sun to walk on. It's just a giant explosion that just keeps happening. That's basically what the sun is. it's a semi-permanent explosion. But Picard's going to land a shuttle on it and get out, and then figure out a way to throw it at a Borg cube. I think we've gone off topic. We're supposed to be talking about Star Trek
You
Discovery, right?
really have.
Yeah. Yeah, we are.
So let's talk about Star Trek Discovery Season 2.
Let's do that. Where do you want to start?
Well, we all remember Season 1 ended when the Star Trek Discovery was meeting up with the Enterprise.
Yeah.
Its registry number is NCC.
I get it.
And Captain Pike is commanding, because this takes place 10 years before the original series.
I just want to point out, I made a video about Star Trek Discovery hate previously, and I watched a video. Well, I hoped they were not gonna, take the piss out of Anson Mount or the character of his Pike, because both of them were awesome, both the character he played and the actor. I hold the same concern now. I hope they don't start ridiculing him, because if they do, I'm gonna get pissed.
Currently commanding the Enterprise is number 1, formerly played by Majel Barrett.
Sorry, number 1. A little information on this planet. We'll have to leave the ship's most experienced officer here covering us.
Of course, sir.
Now played by Rebecca Romaine.
Yeah.
Famously played the Blue Lady from the X-Men in the original X-Men films.
She's good. I wanted to see more in number 1. She's in like
And you will.
5 seconds of this show.
I'm glad you came. Sorry you can't stay longer.
Instead, we get the lady with the headgear on.
Yeah. Mrs. Yum Yum.
Kind of like an AI sausage.
Ew.
You know what? Was she a Benzite or what?
Well, they look much different, though.
I just wanted to know if you knew what I was talking about.
I knew what you're talking about.
Your credentials are intact. There was a Benzite in his training at the Starfleet Academy.
Yeah, okay,
when Wesley had to go through the fake scenario when he thought he was rescuing people from an explosion. It was just a test. Several seasons later, Wesley runs into a Benzite.
You are so desperate to not talk about
I know,
Star
I'm
Trek
stalling.
Discovery. You're stalling, Mike.
I want to say his name was Mordock.
Mordock, what are you doing here? You couldn't have graduated the academy already.
I'm going to pull clips here because Mordock, and then Mordock was the name of the guy who he was in school with, in the advanced academy class.
Yeah.
And then he goes, Mordock? No, I'm Mendar?
I am not Mordock. I am Mendon.
And then he's like, all you people look the same to me.
Wasn't the other episode the one where Riker was in the exchange program for the Klingons, and he analyzed the bacteria on the ship, but he didn't say anything because it wasn't in his culture's policy to do that?
There was a microbe eating away the hull of the Klingon bird of prey.
However, the Klingon Empire will always fight to preserve our future. Works for me.
Can I say this? Pike is delightful.
He is!
Because...
Okay, I'm starting to let my heightened fear of them ridiculing him has just gone down. Now, just gotta hope it stays there.
And
I feel, you know what? It's sad that I have to feel bad that he's a delightful character. But he's, oh God, he's so Star Trek.
Yeah. But you know what, too, though? When Burnham is with Pike, they kind of fall into the Kirk-Spock relationship. Mm-hmm. And Burnham works better with Pike.
Burnham is not insufferable in this season.
Right.
And I don't know if it's because of her contrasting with Pike, or just because we've gotten enough distance from her absolute disastrous first impressions.
Yes. She's got the Worf backstory, basically.
Yeah.
Stolen right from Worf. Worf was a war orphan whose parents were killed, and he was adopted by elderly Russian people.
Yes.
So he was raised by a different culture. Burnham, same thing. And so Worf has that dynamic. And they tried to do that with Burnham, but it didn't quite work.
Yeah.
Worf comes from a warrior race, but he's with these cushy humans who have this comfortable starship, and they don't like to murder each other. Burnham is the same thing, but essentially that's kind of what Spock was. So it's like, why are you doing that again?
Well, part of the problem, too, is just Vulcans as characters tend to come off as smug.
A somewhat unprofessional attitude. However, I've come to expect a lack of professionalism and efficiency on starbases run by human officers.
Well, when you've got a show that has Vulcan a character species that is run completely by logic and has no emotions whatsoever, and they work in harmony, more or less, with those species that do have that are driven by emotions, it's gonna happen. They're gonna say like, oh, everything. They're gonna end up being arrogant or whatever the other guy said at some stage, because they are gonna think that they have a better control of themselves at some stage.
And they're naturally unlikable, and I don't know why you'd saddle your new protagonist with that character trait.
Which is why she does not work as the lead. She works more as a secondary.
Yeah.
Her and Pike complement each other in the same way Kirk and Spock complemented each other. And so they had a great dynamic. The three of them did, and that's what made those characters work. So
Spock as a protagonist would not have worked.
Exactly. Yeah. That's why Burnham didn't work as the lead.
Yeah.
You had Lorca in season 1, who was, he was cold and weird and odd, but he's clearly not your protagonist. Clearly there's something wrong with him.
He was ominous.
Ominous, yes. He wasn't likable. So yeah, they were hinging everything on Burnham being likable, and
she wasn't likable.
The very
I liked her. I did.
Nature of her character was
okay. If this video goes up, and you're seeing this, I've just noticed something. My dog just barked, and I remembered that at some point during this video, I have muted my microphone because of that one reason. But I've still got the information about the 5th Discovery season as a rumor on my second monitor, covering my OBS recording software. And I don't exactly know if I'm muted. 'Cause I hope I'm not. And if you're seeing this, then I wasn't. Oh my god. Ah! Why? Why was I muted? Honestly, it's fine. Oh well, it's fine. It's fine, cause thank God I use a phone as my face cam, else I would be dead. Oh my word. Actually, then again, that means that you would have seen the video anyway, because oh my god, I can be an idiot sometimes. But anyway, on to the video.
Unlikable. So the show kicks off. Pike takes over. They say 7 red signals appeared in the galaxy at one time, which
They never explained that.
They never explained that, why that happened. It was just so they could all have a number 7.
Can we have like a sloppy writing count on?
What do you mean?
On the screen, because the theme of Star Trek Discovery Season 2 is sloppy writing, where the writers introduce something and then it never pays off. Ever.
Well, it's very apparent that they came up with this idea of 7 red signals, and then kind of started writing the show, and then forgot about it?
My assumption is there was like 3 different showrunners this season?
Well, yeah. There was a lot of shakeup behind the scenes.
I just assume that somebody at some point had some idea what they were doing, and then somebody else took over and didn't know what the plan was and just dropped the ball?
Probably not. You know the phrase, too many cooks?
Yeah.
We actually recorded ourselves watching this 2-parter, you, me, and Jay.
Mhm.
And I've always joked off camera that Star Trek Discovery is the producer show, because when you watch the intro, you know, they rifle through the cast real quick, and then 80% of the intro is producer names.
Yeah.
Here there were, I think, 21 producer credits.
It was a lot.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Does the show really need that many producers for one episode, or two, or a 2-part at least? Does it? As far as I'm aware, all it needs is a producer and is a producer, and then either an executive producer. As far as I'm aware. Yikes.
13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20.
Oh my god.
21.
So the 7 red signals, they show up and they vanish for 1 second, and that's never explained. Starfleet thinks this is the most important thing that they can focus on. I don't know why.
Getting to the bottom of these signals is of utmost importance to the Federation.
Oh, I know why.
Why?
Because it was never explained.
Because it was never explained. Okay, so the Enterprise, as they're investigating the red signals, it gets damaged, like, severely.
It suffers a catastrophic failure.
We don't know why it suffered a catastrophic failure. We don't know what the catastrophic failure was. We don't know who did it. We don't know precisely when it happened. We don't have any of the questions. It is never addressed what the fuck happened to the Enterprise.
Nope. It seemed like a thing to get Pike on board Discovery, but it also seemed somewhat important. It wasn't just like the Enterprise is going into dock to get some repair work done. I've been called away to command the ship because I'm the guy who, in the area, has the most experience. I'm going to take over, and you guys don't have a captain because your last captain was a secret asshole.
That's all they had to do.
Yeah, but it seemed, I agree with you, it seemed like it had a major plot thread being developed.
It should have. If you say the most advanced fucking ship we have was taken out while investigating the 7 red signals, and once you get to the finale, that makes no sense because we know Michael Burnham is responsible for the 7 red signals. What, did she take out the fucking Enterprise?
Maybe she did in order to get Pike on board, so that Pike could touch the magic time crystal and bring it to the Discovery so that they could build the time suit to repeat the causality loop so that they could escape the battle into the future. Even though while they're about to enter the vortex of the future, they defeat the primary bad guy and could easily abort the mission.
So we are literally 2 minutes into season 2, and nothing makes any fucking sense. And it never will make any sense.
They do a full-on, like, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Kind of, I got to go back in time and place things around in order to make the story work at the end. But what they did was, it was just so, like, unimaginably bad. Because, okay, we'll talk about a handful of episodes early on in the season that felt like Star Trek episodes.
Yes.
There's the opener, which did not, where the first red signal was the dark matter asteroid, which was like, okay, they find Jet Reno.
Jet Reno. I love Reno. She is cool. gotta be probably one of my favorite characters on Star Trek in general. Cause she is so funny. The reason I've just said is because this is a video where people who don't like Star Trek Discovery talk about Star Trek Discovery, and there are Klingons involved. When it comes to Discovery Klingons and people who don't like Star Trek Discovery, it never ends well. Let's go.
Your Chancellor, you are the Federation's puppet.
There's like a lot of leftover stuff from season 1 they had to deal with. The Klingon stuff is tied in with Ash Tyler. Ash Tyler, I thought was going to go off with the Section 31 people and just they're going to do their show, but apparently they all come back in this. But it's like they deal with L'Rell, the Klingon Chancellor, who became the Klingon Chancellor because she had the iPad that controlled the bomb that would blow up the Klingon homeworld. That's how she was the Chancellor. Do you remember this?
Yeah.
Ash Tyler is her lover, who's on the Klingon homeworld, and then her brother-in-law discovers she had a secret love child with Volk, the albino Klingon who was merged into Ash Tyler. Or
I was never clear on this. Can you clear this up for sure? Was Ash Tyler, did he exist before Volk? Were they two people merged into one? No. Or was Volk just transformed and Ash Tyler is a complete fiction?
Volk, yes, the latter.
Okay.
Ash, I think. Volk was put into a hospital and they ripped all of his skin off and they shaved his bones down and they did all sorts of like virtually impossible, even in science fiction, surgeries to make him look like a human.
They reduced the Klingon body to human.
And then they brainwashed him into thinking he was a human.
Yes.
Almost like, what is it called when you have a spy that's...
Oh, God, sleeper agent?
Yes, sleeper agent, yeah. To where it's like a trigger word.
Yeah.
Brainwashed to the point where a trigger word will... kind of like that episode where Geordi LaForge is corrupted by the Romulans. When he's on a shuttlecraft by himself, going to, was it Ryza for a convention?
Oh, I don't remember, but it was something.
Hey, what's the weather like on Ryza?
And he's just playing games with the computer, and a Romulan warbird appears, and they take him and they brainwash him to commit an assassination on a Klingon in order to, Romulan plotting kind of things.
Yeah.
And he's walking around, and then when that trigger happens, I'm fucking Geordi LaForge, the assassin. I don't know what I'm doing. Then they figure it out the last minute. Picard grabs his face and it shoots up into the ceiling.
Mike, stop having fun. We got to talk about Ash Tyler. I'm gonna nitpick here. Does the timeline here make any sense?
No.
Because Discovery Season 2 picks up right where Season 1 left off. They just got out of their little Klingon homeworld adventure, and now we're going to get our new captain. And it seems like 2 or 3 years have gone by in this Klingon episode, when it can't be any more than a week. It's like the hair is all 3 feet long now, and this political situation seems like something that's been happening.
You're right. Yes, it does feel like the next year.
Yeah.
Much like a season of a regular TV show.
But
Was it thought out? No.
Because the season specifically starts off literally right where Season 1 ended.
Yeah, they even have time to design and present the new D7 battlecruiser. They have something much better, which is a ship 500 times as big as a D7 battlecruiser. L'Rell is in charge of the Empire with her iPad, finger on the iPad. She's got a dead man's trigger on an iPad that will blow up a bomb inside the Klingon homeworld that the Federation planted. And all the Klingons are okay with this, except for Old Man, who's her second cousin, who says, I know you had a love child with Volk, and I'm keeping the love child in this little room. And I'm holding it as a hostage or as ransom, kind of like, you better do what I say or I'm going to kill this baby. I think that's what happened. And then I'm gonna if you don't like step down as the Empress and so then she stands in front of all the Klingons and has a rubber head of of Ash Tyler and a baby head. And it says, fuck both of these people. You can call me Mother. I'm the head of the Klingon Empire. End of episode.
Yeah.
The red signal appeared.
I will admit, I don't understand what the whole mother thing was about. That I don't quite get. Just point out.
Right?
Did it appear there?
Yes.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Well, it appears so that they could go to the Klingon moon that has the Klingon time crystals. And then L'Rell's there, and L'Rell's influence gets Pike to go down there.
Okay.
So that is why that red signal happened there, so that they could get the Klingon
But in
time
later
crystals.
episodes, wasn't the Enterprise waiting for that signal to show up yet?
I don't know. If you're going to go with the logic of the season, that Michael Burnham used the time suit to fly around and place red signals so that all these events can unfold, the event is that I guess they could get the time crystals so that she could eventually build her own time travel suit, but also so that L'Rell will somehow know to show up at the final battle with a gigantic Klingon ship, even though no one ever told her to do that. Michael Burnham went and let the red signal happen there
because
so that the Discovery could
nothing.
go.
Oh God, the whole that last episode is just nobody put any thought into the season, and we have to pull up any flimsy excuse we can think of to tie this all together. Because the only purpose of the red signal over Saru's homeworld is so that these farmers who've never seen a spaceship before can show up in spaceships to fight the enemy.
Even though they have 100,000 shuttlecraft somehow.
Everything about that battle is stupid, Mike. We haven't even talked about Spock yet.
It's true.
We haven't even gotten to Spock, and you want to talk about the final fucking battle.
It's a very, very impossible puzzle to make sense of. And I think that's the point that we're trying to make here. People of, I would say, moderate to average intelligence, you and I, we watch something like this and we go, what? And then there are people down the IQ scale who watch this, who don't retain information, who just absorb, oh, look at that shot.
It's so dramatic.
It's so dramatic.
Oh, they love each other.
Oh, gosh, they're
it's so emotional.
Throw the word faith.
What did that cost you? Your faith?
Spock discovers what his faith is.
Your faith in us?
When we say faith, we're not necessarily talking about God.
Your faith in yourself.
Faith. Oh gosh, it's so heady. It's so thoughtful. It's so emotional. And it's not used specifically in a religious sense. It is for Pike and certain characters, but in other ways it's like, I have faith in you, you know, Burnham and Spock, and they trust, and it's all the fucking surface level, the shit that floats up to the surface. It's all gloss, it's all glitz, and it's no depth.
Yeah.
It's a soap opera of garbage, and there are people out there that will eat that up and not really understand why. What we're trying to do is essentially grasping at straws.
The first meeting of Burnham and Spock, I give so much credit and respect to the writers because I love what they did with this story.
Spock being framed for no reason.
Section 31 framed him.
For why?
Because they wanted him to be locked into a mental institution so that they could kidnap him. Because, remember, he escaped from them?
Did they really need to frame him for murder?
Not quite what it was. It was in fact, they kidnapped him and framed him. No, hold on. I know what it is. My brain just needs to put it all in order first. Something along the lines of, I think they wanted to frame him and capture him so that they could get the information about the seven signals on Red Angel from his mind. Yes, I think that's what it was.
To do that?
No. It was just a plot device early on that was forgotten about.
Exactly!
Yes.
Like Leland is the one who has him framed for murder, right? But Leland hasn't been infected by the evil AI from the future yet. So he just randomly decided to do an evil thing to be evil.
It was mysterious. Why is Spock in a mental institution? Why?
Because they want to get the information. I'm surprised the amount of in-depth they got, the amount of depth these people go into. I'm surprised that they haven't like made sure that they know this, because I do remember them mentioning that he was taken into like he was taken to a mental hospital. Also, Section 30 had him because they wanted to get into his mind and access the stuff he had on the Red Angel. That's why they had him.
Is he framed for murder?
And I'm surprised that they don't know. And I'm surprised that they've missed that.
But if you're going to introduce a mystery, it should have a satisfying payoff, and not, hey, why don't we just introduce a mystery?
What are you talking
What's
about?
the solution to the mystery? I don't know. Just introduce a mystery. That'd be fun.
They go back to Talos 4, and the Telosians are there, and the lady's there, and all that stuff. They have to physically play clips from the cage.
Well, because they're current. The people who like Discovery,
Don't know what
they've
the
never
fuck-
fucking seen the cage.
I get it.
I have. And I don't mind. I thought it was nice as well. A little bit of homage to the original series. I liked it.
So they do that, and the Telosians are the ones that can magically cure Spock's scrambled brain. Spock's gone loco. He's all scrambled up in the brain because the Red Angel goes back and...
Well, the Red Angel that gave Spock the visions, I think, was
Burnham's mother. Oh, yes, you're right. She chose Spock because Spock is both intelligent from being Vulcan and half human and has that emotional side, but is also so smart he could decipher the signals and also is dyslexic. That played into it somehow too.
It'd be cool if this happened and they don't know where they're going with it. That's the season in a fucking nutshell. This would be cool. How's it play out? I don't know.
He could get put into a framed for murder by holograms, by a fraudulent security camera image of holograms of Spock committing murder. By Section 31, so that Section 31 could then make it look like Spock had escaped the mental institution, but really they stole him. Oh, because they remember they had him in a chair, and they were like, we're going to get into your brain and drill into your brain and find out all the secrets about the Red...
That. They haven't missed it. Well, they haven't missed it this time. But that is why... that is why they... That's why they captured him. Because they wanted to get the secrets they wanted to get at the stuff that he knew about the Red Angel.
Signals. I think that the real simple explanation was that Section 31 was also investigating the red signals at the same time.
But why frame Spock for murder after he already escaped and make these people who are just unconscious dead? Why do that? Well, he went to his mother's on Vulcan with Michael Burnham, and then
The mother took him into a secret cave.
Yeah.
Where they communicated with the
secret cave with the anti-mind reading crystals.
When you say it, it sounds so believable. It sounds so credible.
That's right under Spock's house. Yeah. Yes. The anti-mind reading crystal cave.
And Sarah comes down. What are you doing? What is this? I said, remember when Ash Tyler had a secret recording device planted in his face paint?
I don't. Oh!
What?
Yeah. So Michael Burnham, she sends out the red signals to stop the evil AI from the future from getting the information to turn itself into the evil AI from the future, right?
They're soon attacked by that same probe, now upgraded with future technology, which uses their shuttle's computer system to secretly infect Ariam, which is the robot lady.
But the time anomaly wasn't created by the Red Angel suit?
No, the red signal does not create the time anomaly.
That's a different time anomaly? That coincidentally occurred over the same planet where they just had their adventure?
Yes, because remember, there's all the asteroids floating around Kaminar, and they used the dark matter asteroid to.
The dark matter asteroid that they only had because Michael Burnham sent out the red signal, so that they get the star asteroid, so they could use the asteroid to save Cyro's people, so that Cyro's people could show up with spaceships, farmers with spaceships, so that they could make no difference in the final battle.
Right.
I will never again let you fight alone.
You have learned to pilot a fighter.
We were on our way when one of your...
Anyway, as much as I would love to continue watching this video, it is a 51-minute video, and my phone, as you would have noticed, just died. Didn't die, but it stopped recording, as I think it's going to run out of storage, run out of recording space pretty soon. So, basically, I don't need to watch the entire video to get the gist that they really don't like this season. They really don't like it. Personally, I do. There are a few things that I have explained why I like it, but oh well. If I find the season 3 video they did, I will find it and endeavour to review it because I want to see what they think of season 3. They won't like it, I bet, but oh well. But anyway, I will leave this video here because that's all my phone has storage space for. So thank you all so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please leave a like, leave a comment. Subscribe to my channel, Sergeant Beckett. If you wish to be in a Star Trek theme, in a Star Trek fan production, fan audio adventure production, then please go see the Sergeant Beckett Media Productions Discord in the link tree in the description below. Thank you all again for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Adios.